Supply drops in Call of Duty are not gambling. What's going on, guys? This is Broku, and welcome back to Broku Gaming. If you are a huge Call of Duty fan or even a gamer in general, then you know the whole loot crate or loot box craze and their COD counterparts, supply drops. Now this video is focused on supply drops in Call of Duty and not in other games, and I want to explain why they are not gambling and why it shouldn't be gambling or shouldn't be classified as so as the government. Now before I get into this, I want to explain that I don't like supply drops or the loot crate model in most games. I had to get this out of the way because I know people are going to get triggered and dislike just because it goes against their opinion or their narrative, because a lot of people don't like supply drops and they want it out of their game, and some will go to any measure to get it out of their game, including hurting a company and making it a legal issue. But anyways, after researching for this video, I've come to the conclusion that supply drops are not gambling and should not be classified this way. Now before I dig deeper into this video, I want to tell you guys why I care enough to make a video about this. Well, I love Call of Duty, and I love video games. The government has been known to ruin good things, and I don't want to have the government involved with video games, something I love to escape into, and something I love to have fun with friends with. I don't want to give them the power to potentially ruin video game. Also, I have a lot of these so-called video game activists cheering for government involvement into the gaming industry, or at least the actual loot box part of it. A lot of COD YouTubers, they do it because they dislike the system, and Call of Duty is their career, so they want it out. Is it fair to petition the government to step in and stop something like just because it is unfair and they don't like it? No, it's not very cool to do that. The free market is meant so you can pay with your dollars or with public outrage. One of these YouTubers, but he's not specifically a Call of Duty YouTuber, is Yongya, a guy who I used to really like and respect. Now overall I do actually still respect him, but I don't like his content as much as I used to. I don't watch any of his videos now that are involved with loot crates or supply drops or any of that matter, because I completely disagree with him on it, and I already know his opinion. And he's gone to the point where he's basically praising, he's celebrating that the government is going to get involved in supply drops or loot crates because of, I think it was Belgium is going to ban it and is going to also pressure other European nations to ban it, and Hawaii, a person from the House of Representatives, wants to get involved and say it's basically gambling as well and we should restrict it. And he was like praising it and was excited about it, and I just think that's kind of BS. But overall I still like the guy, he makes good content, and I just disagree with him on that one point of thing. But anyways, the free market is meant so you pay with your dollars or with public outrage, and we do that as a whole. Did you see the outrage for Battlefront 2? Yeah, that is how powerful that we can be as gamers. It caused them to completely take the loot box system out of the game, and before that, they did a 75% drop in the amount of stuff it costed to get through loot boxes. And also, they lost a lot of money, and honestly, a Battlefront 3 game, or anything of that matter, is probably not going to happen just because of this. The whole, yay, the government might step in to stop the loot box system, woohoo. Although, I dislike the loot box system in most cases, that's just not the way to go. So this begs the question as well, what is gambling? And we're actually going to look at gambling laws from the Legal Information Institute. They provide US Code 5362, and this defines what a bet or a wager is when it comes to gambling. So 1, bet or wager. The term bet or wager, and it's A, means the staking or risking of any person of something of value upon the outcome of a contest of others, a sporting event, or a game subject to chance upon an agreement or understanding that the person or another person will receive something of value in the event of a certain outcome. And then B includes the purchase of a chance or opportunity to win a lottery or other prize, which opportunity to win is predominantly subject to chance. So you can see here it defines value. Value. Risking something of value. Call of Duty points or COD points don't have a tangible value. Yes, you buy them with money. Money has value. But just because you buy something with money doesn't mean it has value. I could buy somebody's jar of air. Does that have any value? No, it does not. You can't transfer COD points to other people, and when you buy a supply drop and it gives you credits, those don't have any tangible value either. It is only value to the game itself. A game subject to chance. Call of Duty as a whole is not a game subject to chance. Skill and strategy is involved, and you partially earn supply drops through your skill and strategy by doing challenges. The main point of Call of Duty is that it is a first-person shooter. Now, if the whole point of Call of Duty was it's a supply drop system, then you might have an argument as if it's gambling or not. But that is not what Call of Duty is. So Call of Duty's supply drop system actually fails to be defined under the US code as gambling or betting or wagering. So the whole point of this was to show that according to US code, or according to my limited legal knowledge, but I did ask some people who have more knowledge about laws, and they said, according to what I brought up to them about what supply drops are, and according to this code, that supply drops is not gambling. But they could just easily change the law, so that supply drops would actually be against the law. But I want to explain why that would be foolish. So first off, comparing gambling to supply drops, or I guess just loot boxes in general, it's a logical fallacy that falls under the line of false analogy. Now, false analogy is when you compare two things that have some similarities to try to show that they are basically the same thing, while leaving out their differences. So let's go over the similarities. Gambling can be done in a game form in a slot machine. You put in money, and you can earn a prize of money back. And supply drops, you can buy a supply drop or buy credits with money, and then use the credits to buy a supply drop, which is similar to a slot machine. And you will win some sort of prize. Now that is a big similarity for sure, I can give you guys that, but what are the differences here? Well, you go to a casino to gamble. You play a video game, well, to play a video game. Your whole gambling thing is just an addition to it. These are two key differences. While yes, there are other things to do at a casino, like there's shows or events, there's drinking, the main draw is gambling. Another difference is you can get a lot of supply drops without spending a dime. I currently have earned 28 common supply drops and 26 rare supply drops in Call of Duty World War II. Now, that is not counting the ones I've opened up, and I have not been challenge whoring to earn a lot of these supply drops, so I could have way more if I actually did the challenges at a much higher rate. I also have over 22,000 credits saved up in World War II, and I, again, have not been challenge whoring to get all these depot credits. I get depot credits just for logging in and just continuing to log in as well. I could purchase over 2 collections and still have money left over. And I could have way more of this if I actually decided to play the game way more and challenge whore, but I haven't done that. You do not need to buy COD points. And in fact, in Black Ops 3, which a lot of people say is if you compared the two, that would be way more like gambling than the others, but still it's not gambling. I did not spend a single dime on supply drops. Now, I did buy liquid diviniums, but that's a different thing. Yet, I still earned a decent amount of weapons. I'd say I earned at least 8 weapons in Black Ops 3, and I didn't even have 5 days played. I was only Prestige 5. And if you played way more, you'll get way more weapons. Here are 2 major differences. The rewards received in-game have no tangible value. Even the most valuable things made in the game have literally no tangible value. It can only be used in the game for yourself. It can't be traded for another currency, and it can't be traded with other people in-game. Another big difference is that there is really no chance involved, or gamble, going into the supply drop. You are guaranteed 3 items per drop in return for your exchange. Always. No exceptions. You will get 3 things in return. There's no gamble, and there's no chance. You're always going to get something in return. That's not gambling. Even if you receive a duplicate item, an item you already have, you're refunded with credits that you can use to buy collection. Now that I have shown that according to my interpretation of the law, could be wrong, let me know down below, but I also asked other people as well that have more experience in that aspect. But I've also shown the logical fallacy being committed, and I want to tackle other problems that are being complained about. One thing is that supply drops in Call of Duty will make kids addicted to gambling. If that is the worry, then why aren't gaming arcades needing to be banned or being called to being banned by the same people? Now, most games would be fine, ones that don't involve tickets or prizes, but how are machines that give you tickets or prizes not the same in this comparison. You put money in the machine and you can win tickets. While skill is a component in some games, in others it is completely random and by chance. Now, differently from Call of Duty credits and supply drop weapons, tickets have a tangible value. You can trade tickets in for prizes, which you can actually sell the prizes. That is something that me and my cousin used to do. We used to make money off of going to the arcade. What can you do with these tickets? Well, you can sell tickets too. My cousin and I used to go to arcades, and not only would we sell our prizes, but we had this machine where we could basically always get way more tickets than what they were worth, and we could basically get usually, and when you go to the arcade, you can get one of the bigger prizes that maybe cost 20 bucks. You got that through worth of like $40 or $50 of playing game. Well, we could get like a $20 prize for just a few bucks of playing the game because we knew how to play it and we were really good at it. And at the end of the night, we'd have leftover tickets. We would sell 150 tickets for $1 to other kids, and we would make money, as it would usually take 50 to 75 cents for us to get 150 tickets. Also, the crane or the claw machine. That shit is very unfair, and in a sense, you are gambling money for a prize. That prize has a tangible value, and it can be sold for money. Now, I'm not saying that these things need to be regulated or banned for children. I'm just using these as comparisons and wondering why gamers or other of these video game activists don't want these things to be considered gambling. In fact, kids wasting their money on the claw machine would likely be more addictive for them because you can actually see the prize. One of the main reasons gambling is so addictive is because of the money issue. You can become rich from gambling. You can solve all of your problems with money with gambling. So people get addicted quite easily because they think that they're going to fix their lives with it. You can't get rich from COD points. You can't get rich from credits or having all the supply drops in the world in Call of Duty World War II or any other Call of Duty game. I also want to compare trading cards or baseball cards to gambling and supply drops. Now, of course, it's not the same, but I'm just comparing. So, I remember back in the day when I was a kid, it was a big advertising thing that inside these baseball card packs, you had a chance at getting the Onus or Honus card or whatever his name was, and that card you could sell for $100,000. That's how rare his card was. And so, essentially, kids would go to the store and buy these, trying to get the quote-unquote jackpot, in which it was the Onus card, which you could sell for $100,000. And you would buy the card pack, you didn't know what cards were in there. And I probably spent hundreds of dollars when I was a kid on these trying to win the card. And yes, you did essentially get a prize with every time you bought, because you always got cards. But sometimes you would get the same exact card and you wouldn't be compensated for it, unlike in Call of Duty, where if you get a duplicate you are compensated with credits. These people, and also a Hawaii congressman and other governments around the world, are suggesting the regulation of loot boxes in gaming, and some European countries are starting to make it illegal. This is not a good thing. Government should not be involved with gaming. The right way to fix this, guys, is us. Battlefront 2's loot box system was fixed only because of fan outrage and a drop in sales due to their practices. Activision has been tweaking the supply drop system every game since the inception of supply drops. That's because of us, people, YouTubers, everybody, the consumers, voicing their opinion. And at this point, it seems that the World War II version of supply drops will be quite fair and consumer friendly. Now, if you just look over the previous Call of Duty games, from Advanced Warfare to Black Ops 3, then to Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered, with each game, with each installment of Call of Duty, the supply drop system was becoming more fair and much better for the consumer, because of people voicing out. And Advanced Warfare was a terrible supply drop system. You basically would randomly get common supply drops, and the only way to get rare supply drops was leveling up. Besides that, you would buy them. And then in Black Ops 3, you could actually see how close you were to getting the supply drops. You actually grinded the game to get them by getting crypto keys, and there was plenty of other challenges to unlock these weapons. And then in Modern Warfare Remastered, you could get credits and actually purchase the weapons without actually leaving it up to chance. And then Infinite Warfare, they actually gave you the base version of the guns for free if you had the Season Pass, and if you didn't even have the Season Pass, you could still get it by just doing a simple challenge. And then, now we don't really know exactly what is going to happen in World War II, but it seems like it's going to be similar to these, and it's going to be a huge improvement. The free market can fix things. It's already doing that with Battlefront 2, which is one of the reasons why people want it stopped. But even with Call of Duty, it's been fixing itself over and over and over. The supply drop system is getting more and more fair, But this is just my thoughts, guys. This is the conclusion I've come to. Again, if I'm wrong with interpreting these laws, then let me know and say I am. But don't just say that I'm wrong. Say why I'm wrong and maybe give a source. But from I know some people who are going into law school, and the way they interpreted these laws is that, you know, supply jobs are not gambling. But overall, guys, let me know what you think. You can disagree with me or whatever. This is just my thoughts. I want to get my thoughts out there. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace out.